Welcome everyone to part 7 of the Western Stylized Saloon. And what we're going to do in this one, we'll make a start on our windows. We might have time to do our trapdoor. We've got 2 windows to design, so let's get started. So first thing we'll do is we'll make sure that our cursor is in the center again. So Shift S, cursor to world origin. Shift A, let's bring in a plane. And let's pull it over. RX 91 on the number pad. Let's bring it up and let's get this to be the right shape. So to start with, I'm actually going to try and make this as big as what it's going to be just then, so I have something to work with. So I'll come over to edge select, grab this edge, pull it down, and I think I'll make it just a little bit wider. We've got to remember as well that we're going to have some shutters on each side of here, so we just need to take that into account. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it into my working. If it's not in, just make sure you put it in there, turn that on, and then turn off the collection, and you should just be left with that. Makes it just a little bit easier with everything we've got in the scene now, just to work with. So what we'll do now is we'll actually press the I button, bring it in, something like that, and you can see already now we've got part of our window already made for us. So now what we'll do is we'll grab these two, Y, and then these two and Y. And then we'll just drop this back for now, and that's going to be our main window. So we just need to make it a little bit bigger with S, and that should fit in there fine. So now let's make some edge loops. So Control R2, left click, right click, Control R3, and we'll do that here as well. We don't need to bend these too much, just a little bit. So we'll grab this one first, put on smooth on our proportional editing, just a little bit, bring them out, just to make them a little bit uneven. Something like that. And we're going to have one this side and then one around the other side, so you won't be able to see two together, so you can get away with just making one window. So now I'm just going to come in and grab these, pull them out with E, grab them all, take this one off, make sure I'm on individual origins, press S, take off proportional editing, and just bring them in just very slightly, just so we've got a bit of a gap down there. And the other thing is, I forgot, I need to put my sun in because I can't really see anything. So let's come down, find our suns, and put them in like that. Now I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's bring in material, and of course we're going to need some glass as well. Let's actually click on it, bring in our materials, and wooden post. And that's the one we're going to use for these. Of course our shutters will be a different color. And let's also make our window material. So let's click new, and let's call this window, enter, and then we're just going to grab this one here, so this window, come down, click assign, press tab, and let's put it on a nice bluish color, not too we don't want it too bright. And now let's come down, and we're looking for roughness, which will turn up just very slightly to 0.6, something like that, and then we'll turn our metallic up to 1, and that should give us the kind of look that we're going for. That may be a little bit too dark, so let's go in, just make it a little bit lighter, and then let's pull it forward. So we're just going to grab it, pull it into place, and then let's double tap there and just have a look, see if you're happy with yours. It still might be a little bit dark, so just bring it down just a slight bit, and that might be okay actually. So we'll see as we go along, we'll see exactly how that is. So now let's bring in another cube, so mesh, cube, and let's bring it up and put it in place. And we're just getting the outline of this build of the window first before we go in and bevel everything. And it should be set in the middle, so we should be fine to do it like this. So S, Y, let's squish it in just a little bit. I just want this bit just actually a bit further forward than the front of the window. S and X, bring it out just a little bit past, as you can see. And then what we'll do is we'll press Control R2, left click, right click, SX, and you can see they don't pull out, and that's just because I need it on medium point. So SX, and now what we'll do is we'll bring this up with E, and then I will grab this one, and then this avert, right click, merge at center, and then we'll do it on this one as well. So right click, merge at center like that. And then what I want to do is I just want to grab the top, Control B, and just pull it down slightly. I think it's a bit sharp on that end. On my original it's actually sharp, but now sometimes when we press I, you can see that it crosses over like this. So just instead of pressing I, just click on it, E, enter, S, and you can bring it in exactly the same way and do exactly the same job. I think I'll bring it in actually a little bit more. E, let's pull it back a little bit, and there we go. That's looking very nice like that. Okay, so now let's work on our shutters. So Shift A again. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this window. While we've got this window selected, Shift S and cursor to selected, Tab, Shift A, cube, and then that'll appear exactly where I want it. And I'm just going to bring this out this way. S, Y, bring it in. Something like that. Actually, it's, if you look on here, you can see that if this was here, they're slightly back, further back than the window joint. That's exactly as you want them. And then S and Z, pull them up, and they don't want to be quite as high as the window. What they want to be is, realistically, they want to start just above this point here and just below this point here. So you can see if I bring it over, they're nearly there. It's about even, so it just wants a little bit more. So bring it a little bit more out, something like that. And then let's pull this out like so. Grab it, so L, one again, Shift D, pull it out, just so it's close, and then I'm just going to pull it out again, something like that. Now at the moment I think these are a little bit too wide, so I'm just going to grab them both, medium point, and squish them in just a little bit, and I think they're looking much better. And then what I'll do is I'm going to Shift D, bring them over to the other side, spin them round, so RZ 180, 1, try and put them roughly in the same place, and then I'm just going to grab both of the insides on this, so this one, and just pull them over just a little bit because I don't want them to look the same as that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to press Control R, 3, left click, right click, Control R, 3, and let's do the same on this side. We don't need to bend these that much, so 3, something like that, and then let's alter these as well. And again, you can see we're working at a much faster pace now than when we first started, and you should also be able to keep up and understand pretty much now exactly what I'm doing. Alright, so let's put that one something like that. I think that'll be nice. Okay, so now let's start bending these in a little bit. So we'll grab this and proportional editing on, and there we go. Let's pull it out a little bit, let's pull it down a little bit, something like maybe a little bit too far on that bit. Okay, that's that one. Let's do this one. Alright, maybe that one's a little bit too far out. Okay. Alright, I'm happy with those. So now let's bring on some materials. So I'll press plus 4 times actually. We don't need 5. Go down to our planks, and I'll just start grabbing some of the planks. So I've got 2 2s there, so let's come down, pick a 3, 4, and 1. Alright, so let's colour this one 3, let's call this one 4, and 1. Okay, there we go. Right, let's now have a look at this. I think this is a bit too high at the moment, looking at this, so needs to come down just a tad. So let's come in and grab this, tab, face select, grab this face, and this face, and let's pull it down. And I'll just take off that and then pull it down, something like that. And what I'm aware of obviously is this. I want this to be level with this. I want it all the same size basically. So if I press 1, SX, and just bring it in. And now I want to do, I think actually I would just want to bring this out as well. I think it's a little bit too close in, so SX, and bring it out. Oops. And let's have a look at what that's going to look like. So let's get some color on here and we'll have a much better idea. So grab this one, and what we'll do is press Ctrl L and materials, and then we'll just minus off on this one the window, and then we'll make a new one, new, and we'll just call it shutter yellow, and then I'll bring in a new color. So click on it, bring in a yellow. Let's just assign it actually to this point, like so. I need it a little bit more yellow than that, I think. So let's bring it up, make it a little bit darker. And yeah, now that's starting to look how I wanted it to. So let's now bring this out a little bit. So E, bring it out, so that's on the back there. So what we'll do now, we'll make the struts that go down here. So again, Tab, Shift A, let's bring in the cube, pull the cube forward, make it smaller. And we're definitely gonna not need the top, so I'll just press dot then because I couldn't zoom in. The back and the bottom, can delete those, we're not gonna need those. L, grab it all. 1 should be lined up now, so if you press SZ, pull it up, just keep pulling it across, and now you should be able to put it in. And just make sure you're happy with the size of it, and then what you're going to do is going to press Shift D, R, Y, 90, SX, bring it in, pull it up, and then Shift D, bring it down. And it's up to you how many you want in there. And then what I tend to do is with wooden struts on windows, I've done a lot of windows, pull it back a little bit and you've got something like that. Now just split them up, so P, selection, make it a little bit easier. Grab this one, Control R, 6, something like that. And now let's put proportional editing on and just grab a part of it and just very gently just pull it across a little bit. And let's do the same now on these, so Control R, 4 might do it. Okay, and now let's grab, oops, these. Just pull them over just a little bit, just to make them a little bit uneven. Alright, something like that. Now let's grab these together now, Control J, and let's just bring in our material, which is the wooden post again, and there we go. Alright, so let's join all this together now. So Control J, join it all together. We're going to press Control A, all transforms, right click, origin to geometry, and then right click, shade smooth, auto smooth. I'm just making sure it's all smoothed. Bevel, modifier, and let's turn it down to 0.1. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for that. Alright, so now let's press Shift A and we'll bring in another mesh, cube, and we're just gonna make a simple hinge on these. So S, bring it down, and then SZ, bring it up. Kind of similar to what we made on the one on the saloon door. Very simple. Let's grab the bottom, turn off proportional editing, E, enter, SZ, pull it down, S, bring them in, something like that I think will suffice. And then I'll just bevel the front of them off. So if I press tab, I'm not going to use actually the bezel. I'm not going to use the bevel modifier. I'm just going to grab these two, Control B, and do it that way. And the only problem you have with doing that is you just have to replace these this mesh on the top and on the bottom, because they're an N-gon. You can see how many sides that was. So what we'll do is we'll just literally Alt F and fill it. So Alt F, and let's fill the other one. Alt F, like so. And you can actually come in, and I'll show you another little trick actually. So if you grab it all, sorry, not it all, if you grab just the top of it, like so, press F3 and go to try, and you'll see something called try to quads. Just click on that and it will clean you up a bit and turn it as many quads as it can into quads and not tries. So that's something else, another little tip there that you can use. Okay, so let's press Ctrl A, all transforms, right click, origin to geometry, and now let's bring in our material, which is the metal, which is here, and there we go. So one, let's pull it across and put it into place where it's going to go, and then let's pull it back, and it might be a little bit big. Let's have a look. Tiny bit big, I think we can get away with making it a little bit smaller, just so it fits the scene a little bit better. And you can put some planks of wood around the back of them as well. I don't think I need those on this build. So Shift D, let's bring this down like so, and then we'll just grab both of these and bring them over to the other side. And obviously you can see that these parts are going to have to come in a little bit, so let's pull them in. And now what I tend to do is I tend to split these up. Now I've got them all, so I will literally grab these two, press the P button, selection, and grab these two, P, selection, and now I want to join these two together and join these two together. And the reason I've done that is because I want to actually set the cursor, so cursor to selected, to this point now. And the reason for that is because now I can move them. So if I want to move them just a little bit like that, and I want to move them out like so, so that they're different. I don't want them being just flat against the wall. I want them to hang a little bit. So now we'll grab this one and we'll do Shift S, cursor to selected, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. And now we'll also bend these out, so a little bit like so, and then bring these out like that. Okay, and you can see now that it's got a lot more character than what it had before. And now what we'll do is we'll grab these and we'll press Alt D, bring it over, make sure we're on global, bring it over, and now let's alter these ones as well. So we'll bring this one out a little bit more like so, and we'll spin this round. Doesn't actually look right that way, so I'll just spin it around a little bit more down, I think. Maybe drop it down. Yeah, lift it up a little bit. Something like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks about right actually. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So now what I can do is, now they're done, I can actually grab them all. Grab this one last, so make sure it's in yellow. Control P and set parent to object. Now when I grab this one and I try and move it, they should all move at the same time. You should also have some little dots that go into the middle, and that's because all these now are actually joined to this parent. So these are children of this parent. So let's do the same on the other one. So grab all these, Control P, object, grab this, and there you go. And that now means that you can move these around pretty freely around your scene. So let's grab both of those, put those over there. Shift A, and let's bring in another cube. So let's bring this one in, and this one's just going to be a very, very simple window. So I'm going to press SY, and I want to make it roughly the same size as these, and I want to make it square. So something like that, it's about the right size. And then what we'll do is we will grab this, Shift D, could have done this with a plane I guess, delete vertices, and now we'll use this to make our window. So let's press I, insert, grab this part, press Y, this one and this one, Y, this one and this one, Y. There we go. So now I can grab these four, make sure I'm on individual origins, press the S button, and then press E, bring them out, and there we go. That's the same width roughly as those, I think. Yeah, okay. So Control R, 3, left click, right click, And these are square, so we'll do the same on, maybe move that one up a little bit. Okay, vertex select, let's move this one up. There we go, maybe a little bit too much that, so grab it, let's move it a little bit, let's move this down a little bit. Okay, so that looks relatively okay. So now let's grab the middle piece, just pull it forward a little bit to there, and then we'll grab this one here, grab this part here, L, Shift D, bring it over, P, selection, grab it, grab the other part, Control J, and there we go. We'll be joined in now, and it will have exactly the same size as the other one. So we can see we've got to make our glass a little bit bigger, so S, pull it out, sign the window, grab this one, Shift D, OY, 90, and then just pull it back a little bit. Now one thing is, on this window I actually might need to make these a little bit thicker than our other ones we used, so I think that thickness will be better actually. Grab this one, SX, just to pull it back in. Alright, so that's looking very nice. Very simple window, and that's 3 windows done in about 20 minutes. So that's pretty good. So now let's grab our actual collection, this one, and now we can start moving these in. So as I say, we only need to grab this now to move this, which is really nice. Now the one thing is we might need to make these a bit smaller, so let's see, RZ 45, and let's see on normal how much smaller we need to make them, if we need to make them smaller. If we do, we'll grab everything. So we can see here it needs to come out a little bit, it's too far back, and we can see that they're a little bit too big. So we can grab this one and this one, and we can make them smaller, like so. Only grab this, and then the other ones will follow. So now I can grab this, I can pull it up a bit, and we can double tap A just to check to make sure you're happy with it. And if those lines bother you, you can take them off. If you come onto these two links here, and you'll see something called relationship lines, just take it off, and then you'll be able to see what you're doing. So just make sure you grab this one, RZ minus 45, and let's pull this one over. Whoops, it's not the right way. Okay, put this one in place like so. Alright, I'm just trying to move it up and get it to be roughly in the right place as the other one. So that one's about there. Yeah, they're about the same, maybe a little bit higher. Alright, double tap the 8. Let's have a look what that's looking like. Alright, you can see it's really starting to come to life now. So let's bring this one round. RZ minus 90. And let's try that again. RZ minus 90. And then RZ minus 45. Okay, so I need to move this. You could either have in this one, or you can have in the other one. Actually, no, that's the wrong side. This is going to go here. So RZ 90. There we go. And then Control 1, just so I can line it up a bit. Let's have a look at that. Let's pull it back in. And maybe a little bit higher. Something like that. And there we go. Okay. Right, let's do our trapdoor now. So let's press Shift A and we'll bring in another cube and we'll bring it up and we'll squish it down. So SZ 7, and let's get this in place. Roughly how big it's going to be. So probably maybe that's a tiny bit big. So let's make it a little bit smaller, something like that, I imagine. So now what we'll do is we'll grab the top of it, I. something like that. And you can keep doing this with planes, but I tend to work better actually with cubes. It's just a bit more depth I like working with. I can visualize it a lot more. That's why I do that. So it's not because I keep forgetting, it's just something I prefer to work with. So delete faces, and then what I'll do is I'll bring these down a little bit like so. Bring it down now with Z, and there we are. That's the start of our trapdoor. And now what we'll do is we'll bring this down, so E, bring it down like so, and now you've got the perfect start to your trapdoor. So Shift D, pull that out now, and this is going to be our planks. So what we'll do is we'll make it a little bit thicker like so, and now we can start putting our planks in. So let's try 2 planks. Yeah, I think we'll probably go for a little bit smaller planks of wood on this. So let's try 3. Left click, right click. Yeah, and I think that's going to be better. So what we'll do now is we'll grab all these, Control E, and mark seams, and then we'll grab each one of these in between. Press the Y, that's split them up. Grab them all, E, and then what we'll do is we'll make sure we're on individual origins, S and X. Split them up like so. Get rid of the backs, we're really not going to need those. So delete faces, and now because I forgot, I'll have to just put these edge loops in the hard way. Take a little bit longer, but it's better than going back and doing it again. So let's put this edge loop in. So Control R, 3 and 4. Let's put one in like that, and now portional editing on, and just drag them out just a little bit like so. Actually might pick this one up a little bit as well. Yeah, something like that. Okay, shade smooth, auto smooth, and now let's bring in, I'm just looking to make sure everything's fine with these at the moment. I'm looking to see if I've got anything that I don't need just before I bring in my bevel as well. So let's bring it in and have a look what it's going to look like. And I think that's going to look absolutely fine. So 0.1 or 0.2. Let's bring in these down so we can see what we're doing. Put them in place. And let's put this back on global. And we'll put this on medium point now, and we just want to bring them in just a little bit. So SX, we just want the break to come down there as well, because this is a piece of metal and these wooden planks are normally within this piece of metal like so. They don't come right up to the edge, so let's bring them out just a little bit like that, and you can see we've got a bit of a line down there, and that's exactly what we want. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Right, so now we've got it together. Let's press Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry, bring it down just so it fits in, and then let's turn it around. So RZ 45. Now on mine I prefer it going actually the other way around, so the planks of wood are the other way. So RZ 90, and I think that looks much better than going the same way as the planks we've already got there. So I'm going to pull mine back a little bit like that. And now the one thing that we need to do is just add some materials into this. So let's grab this, grab our materials, go down to wood post, and now we'll grab, in fact we'll grab 4, so let's bring them down. So we'll have wood plank 1, wood plank 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so let's grab this one, sign, and a sign. Okay, there we go. Right, let's do our little hinges, and we'll just steal these hinges off of here. So I'll just grab one of these, Shift D, make sure I'm on global, bring it up, P, selection, tab, grab this one, right click, origin to geometry, R, Y, 90, 7, let's put it on, let's turn it again, RZ 45, and then RZ 90, and that's the right way. Put it on normal. Let's bring it over, rather than create a whole new one of those. And then what we'll do is we'll bring it down. We can see here that actually I've rotated it a bit the wrong way, so our Z, let's just straighten it back up a bit. And I'm just looking now where the front of it is, so it's completely the opposite way around. So our Z 180, let's turn it up that way, and now let's try and put this back in place. So S, let's make them a bit bigger, dot just so I can turn around it, and now let's bring them something like that, like so. And then we'll have another one, so Shift D, 7, let's try and get it roughly in the same place, something like that. And then I'll just rotate one round just a little bit, and I'll put it on global because that's what's messing it up actually. So RZ, just rotate it just a little bit, and you'll find that when you're doing things like this, actually just those little rotations, they make such a huge difference when you're doing it. And one thing we need to do on these is join them together. Control R, shade smooth, and there we go. They actually look better now. We've done that. Let's see if we come and put auto smooth on. We have got those there. If we turn it up, there we go. And then we've still got the hardness on there. And we can do that actually on these. So let's go and see if I can do them both. So right click and shade smooth. And I'm just looking to see if it's doing it on both of them. Maybe. Auto smooth. Yeah, actually it has. So let's turn them up. And that looks about right. Yeah, okay, so let's do it on the other one. And these are, that's why I did it, because we did Alt D, didn't we? So, okay, right, they're looking good. Now let's do the next part, which is going to be the handle. The easy way to do the handle actually is to go into Edit, go down to Preferences, and what you're going to do is you're going to go to add-ons. And these add-ons are basically built within Blender, so it's not downloaded from anywhere. They're actually in here. And what you want to type is, you want to type in extra. What we're going to do is we're going to bring in these mesh extras. And that is going to enable us to bring in a very nice primitive that makes things very easy. So let me just make sure that I've actually put those on, because I don't think I had. Yes, I have. So when it's ticked on, click refresh, close it down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on working, Shift A, and we're going to bring in a mesh, come down and you'll see something called pipe joints, and click pipe elbow. And no matter where your cursor is, pipe joints always appear right in the middle, which sometimes is annoying, but that's the way they are. So let's close our collection so we can see what we're doing. And at the moment it would have, or when you bring yours in, you will have 32 subdivisions. Turn the divisions down to 12, and then you'll have enough to actually work with. The other thing is you want to turn this angle to 90. So you'll notice even though I've like hidden that, it'll still come back. I think it's a bug or something. But anyway, it should come in looking like that when you've turned it down to 90. And at this point, you should actually be able to do some work in it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to grab 4 of these. So these 4 here, and 4 the other side. And then you're going to just press Control B and just bring them in just a little bit like so. That is what you want, because that is then going to be our handle. Now all I want to do is just to tidy this up, I just want to grab these 2 and grab this one last, right click and merge vertices at center, and that should make it much cleaner. So now grab these 2, this one, merge vertices at center. Okay, so double tap there, let's have a look at that, and that's looking pretty nice. So what we're going to do now is going to press Shift D, bring it out, RZ 180, turn it round, join them together with Control J, tab, edge select, and we're going to grab these and these, right click, bridge edge loops, and now what you can do is you can actually get rid of these edges. So make sure they're both selected with Control Shift and click, delete, dissolve, edges, and there you are. You should be left with something like that. Alright, so let's make it much smaller, obviously. Bring it out a bit so when we bring our collection back, you can actually see what we're doing. 7. And let's make it a fair bit smaller still. RZ45. And then RZ90. And that should be the right way it's going. Let's put this on normal. And let's try and get this in place. So I'm going to press dot. And I'm going to bring it down. And I still think this is way too big. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I might make it actually a little bit wider as well. Something like that. And I think that looks actually a better handle. Okay, so I do want it to fit in. So actually might not want it that wide. So I want it to fit on these 2 planks of wood. I don't want it to really cross over. So I'm just going to put it something like that. Let's have a look at that. So tab. Double tap the A. Yeah, and something like that. I might make it a little bit squished on the Z axis now. So A, S, Z. And I'm just going to squish it in. And put it in place. And now press tab. Double tap the A. Yeah, and that's right. Okay. So let's grab it. Right click. Shade smooth. Auto smooth. Turn it up. And just have a look around. You are going to get some sharpness on here. You probably could get rid of it if you turn this right up like that. It's up to you if you want it like that or not. Let's add in a material. And that'll give us a better idea. So metal. And actually it's probably going to look nice like that. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that handle. Now what we want to do is we want to just reset now the orientation for this. So set origin to geometry. Now the only thing we can join up is this piece because these are a copy of these. So I can't actually join them up, but I can join these 2 up. So if I press Ctrl J, you can see I can join those up. Set origin to geometry. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this lesson, and what I want to do now before we end this lesson is I just want to do a little bit of tidying up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go on and look at our face orientations just to make sure they're okay. If yours aren't, just make sure that you're turning yours round. So that's cleaned up that. And then what I want to do is I want to make sure that, I think I forgot over here. So if I start just hiding some of these, you'll see that these have still got the underneaths on them. So if I click on these, look, these have been taken off, these haven't. So let's clean those up now and reduce that polygon count even more. So delete faces, and let's come over to this side now and do the same thing on here. You don't want unwanted faces. You want to keep the performance as high as possible no matter what you're doing. So Alt H, double tap the A, and I think there's probably some little mistakes here and there now, but that's got rid of those. Okay, so thanks a lot everyone. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you on the next one. And if you like this, please give me a like. Okay, see you later guys. Bye bye.